We're live.
Hi.
Happy Monday. We have the fabulous Becks in the house.
Nice to see you all.
Loving having Becks here. Have you been on live with us yet?
No, I haven't. This is the first one.
What? How can this be the first time we've done this?
What a way to start a Monday and a week is to just decide to go live at lunchtime. Hi.
Exactly. Love it. That's how you kick the imposter syndrome in the crotch.
Absolutely.
So welcome to Donna and Cheryl Live. You have Cheryl and Becks today live, keeping it real. You're going to attempt the handshake?
What are you doing?
Just keeping it real, like gangster. Yeah.
Keep it real.
Peace, man.
Yeah. I'm all about peace.
Yeah, we love it. So Becks was very, very happy to have Becks here today. If you're here, say hello in the comments, give us a holler. But when did we meet, Becks? How long ago is it since we started to talk?
I'm going to say it was August last year, I think it was.
Right.
Yeah. First for a
year, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And how did we meet? How did we find you? Did you attend one of our masterclasses?
Yeah, so somebody liked Donna's, I think, stuff on LinkedIn, and then you started posting about a masterclass on imposter syndrome, and I was like, oh my God, I could just turn up to that and see what happens. And then it turns out that you both are exactly what I was going through at the time, and I was like, oh my God, it's actually a thing. What is the thing? And then I just stalked you from then on, and here we are today. Stalking's worked very well for me. You can't get away from me now.
I love this, but the universe obviously sent us your way, didn't it? The universe was like,
it was the most perfect timing. You couldn't have timed it any better for where I was and what I was dealing with. You two put in front of me, and then all of a sudden I was with a group of women that were like, oh yeah, we all have this kind of weird voice in our head that's talking us down all the time. I was like, you mean it's not me? And divine timing.
I love that.
Someone that was never into that as well, who's now fully into universal law, divine timing, you name it.
I love it. It's all since August. This is what can happen in less than a year. And, it's amazing, isn't it? Because Becks is you joined our Soul Sister program. You were on there for 6 months, and you then moved into the elite program. So now you're in our elite program, which is the next level up, our mastermind, which is quite a quick journey, I would say, compared to some of the other ladies. So take that, imposter syndrome, take that and stuff it up your cake hole.
I think as well, it was about tapping into, I'm quite a competitive in nature with myself. So I like to, when I get something, we go for it. So once there was something to learn and understand, I just couldn't get enough of it. So I was like, okay, right, do the work, move forward, do the work. And it was like a dog with a bone, did the work. And then I was like, I need more. I need the next level.
And then you got a dog.
Yes.
Tell everyone about that. Tell everyone about your beliefs. You're changing your beliefs for you to get a dog.
Yeah. So I had always thought that dogs were for other people. There was always a reason why I could never have a dog. And I've wanted a dog since I was young. I used to walk all the dogs that were on the street, not on the street, like where we lived. I would offer to walk other people's dogs because I desperately wanted one. But I had all of these reasons why I couldn't. I didn't have the lifestyle. I didn't have the funds. I wasn't the right person. It would hold me back from doing all the other things I wanted to do in my life. And then I can't even remember why I ended up sitting down and thinking about whether I could have a dog. But it was about we were going through the course on starting to remove some of the blockers, like the fear things that we put in our way. So I just started to think about it, like, oh, you can't have one because you like holidays. I was like, okay, so let's just figure that one out. But I'm not on holiday 52 weeks of the year. I'm on holiday for like a couple of weeks of the year. So I'm spending my whole life not having something to bring me joy every day for these like snippets of holiday. So I was like, okay, so I can't really use that as an excuse anymore. It's like, oh, you don't have the funds. It's like, how much does it even cost to have a dog? So I found out how much it costs. I was like, I do. I have plenty of money for a dog. And then it was, oh, you can't have a dog because you have to go into an office and do work. And then I found this little daycare centre that's right next to the office. And basically I've run out of reasons to not have a dog, and now I have a cute little dog that brings me joy every day.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And it's like, just for the ladies that's watching, it sounds like a simple thing, but it isn't. It's a big, it's an example of when you shift and change your limiting beliefs. It's then to show what is possible.
Yeah.
Because you have these limiting beliefs in place with or without evidence. You know, this is what we do. Like you say, when you looked at the evidence, it was like, well, it might be a challenge 2 weeks of the year, but the other 50, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
But you convince yourself of something, but once you challenge that limiting belief and bust through it, now you have your dog and you bloody love the dog.
I know. And the dog's just like reinforcing everything else we're learning at the minute, but that's a separate thing. But yeah, the dog was just, everybody else was living my dream, which was to have a little dog running around, and I wasn't able to live it. And now I am.
That's amazing. And I'd love for you to share as well with the guys, because you've been on a journey with your job, your day job, haven't you? And then you've launched something exciting.
Yes. So
tell us about that.
Yeah, so I think the point of which I met you guys was probably at my lowest in terms of things had taken a real turn. And now I can articulate it very differently to how I could at the time, but I was giving all the people that were saying stuff, it was getting all of my attention. There was no filter to say like what's good in this, what's not. And interesting enough, I was taking all of the bad stuff, taking it all on and building this view of not being good enough for anything. So it wasn't then affecting work, it was affecting friendships and everything else that's outside of that. And it got into quite a dark place. And I fell into like victim status. It felt comfortable to just be like, oh, it's not me, it's everybody else, and I can't really do anything about it. Unfortunately, once the mirror's held up, you can't really stay there anymore. When Cheryl goes to you, oh, do you know it's a choice? And you're like, oh, okay. So we've started to make better choices, as hard as they are. But it's just like everything changes once you start to make the better choices. And you had a conversation when I first joined you, which said, we'll get back to who you used to be. You said, but my goal is to get you better than you ever were before. And I am completely the best version of myself that I have ever been. Oh. And all that's led to is more and more opportunities that all start from me. I'm giving off a different vibe. I've got a job that I absolutely love. It fills my moral compass. It gives me the lifestyle that I would like to have. And it's also then boosted me on to say, do you know what? There's other things you can do to kind of fill your love bucket as well. And that's where I started to take my coaching outside of work and start helping people a bit more on the side as well.
Amazing.
So, yeah, it starts with just one small decision to try and affect that day. And then that day you do the next day. And then all of a sudden you're, a couple of months down the line and got a better job, a job that you love. It's for a dog, a lovely dog. And now I'm starting to see what I can set up that gives me even more joy, and what I'm calling a side hustle at the minute, but it's definitely my passion project.
Passion project, side hustle, purpose.
Yeah,
own coaching business, like whatever you want to call it. It's amazing. And this is, guys, like Becks came across us last August. We're only in May. We're not even. Thank you. Who tell us who you are? Who's proud of Becks? Hi, Nicola. Hi, Stacey. Hi, Wendy as well. Anyone else, if you're there, give us a hi. And any questions that you got for Becks as well while she's on. Yeah. But like this is less than a year. You've gone from, like you're saying, that low level, low emotions, blaming everyone else. And then actually once we know better, you do better. Once you became conscious that it was a choice and you could choose again, and you could start to work through these limiting beliefs one by one. Like you said, you're in the best place, the best version of you. You love your job. You got a new job, and now you've got a passion project. You've found your purpose, like whatever you want to call it. Like it's less than a year on, but you put the work in. Like I know Donna and I are. Hi, Amy. Amy's saying she's super proud of you. Like you put the work in, though. Like working with us, Donna and I, isn't for the faint-hearted. That's what our clients say. You put the word in, but like you said, you were you're competitive. So once you had this program in front of you, you smash through the program and look at the results.
And also it was like, it was rock bottom. I knew I did not want to feel like that anymore. So I had to do something. So doing something was better than just doing nothing. And so it was that kind of attitude as well of, I just do not want to feel like this. So something has to change. And then once you actually unlocked that I had all of the answers myself and it was me that was putting the blockers in, I was like, well, so it is all down to me what happens next. I can now choose what happens. Fortunately, I then have the support of some wonderful women that on the day that it's not going well and you need tissues, we're always there. You need plenty of tissues if you're working with these two as well.
Oh God! And we were just talking before I went live, Becks, about the bloody the celebration of the award session that we had on Friday with the women who were in our program. Like, my goodness me, totes emotion wasn't in it, but but yes, there's tears, which is good tears because we're doing the work, we're going through the motions, we're processing the trauma, and then we're releasing it so that we can move forward and step into the joy and the happiness. Like you said, feeling good, feeling happy every day. Like loving life is ultimately what we want for everyone, isn't it? And now you're in the elite, you've got your soul sisters around you who, like you say, when you are having a down day, because we all have them, you've got this community, these women, these unicorns who are there to just pick you up.
Yeah, and it's you get what you put into. I'm there to pick everybody else up, and I'm not there to pick them up so that if I had my down day, they'd be there. I'm there because I care, and then they care too. We all just care about each other, and therefore that's where the love comes from, to boost everybody back up. And to, like you've always said, and I've never really understood it before, but to create this safe space for it to happen, to know like whatever gets said, or it just can be said. So it's, it would be different just doing it with the two of you. It's the kind of camaraderie that comes with it that makes the difference.
It's a judgment-free zone. We always say that, don't we? Whether you're in our elite or our soul sister program or the soul system or in the challenge of self-doubt to all out, it's like it's judgment-free. You can come and you can say what the fuck you want to say. Feel safe and held because there ain't anyone judging you. It's where you come and say things that you wouldn't say to anyone else in your life.
Yeah. And there has never been a point where someone has been completely on their own feeling it. Never. Even like some of the trauma work we've done, there's always somebody else that kind of, oh my God, yeah, that's taken me back to when I had that moment. Or just there is always somebody else that thinks the same thing. And we all thought that we were on our own.
You do though, don't you? Because you're locked in this prison in your own mind, aren't you? And thinking, like you say, before you joined the imposter syndrome masterclass, you thought that you were the only one having that crazy voice in your head. And you joined this call and we're like, oh, everyone else has it too. And we know 80% of women have imposter syndrome, so it's quite a lot of women and men in the world.
So lovely about the 5-day challenge you've just done for me was to go on it a few months later after I first went on in August, and to see the other women having that light bulb moment of, oh my God, I'm not on my own. And I'm sitting there like, oh, I'm so excited for you. You have got one hell of a journey ahead of you. Oh, now you know that there is something else that's happening in there and it doesn't define all of you. You're onto a winner.
I love that. And like for those of you watching on playback or who here now, like your energy, Becks, you can just see that everything you're saying is like, you can see it in your energy. Like you look lighter, you look like you feel lighter, you're smiling, like your energy is really pure, you know, when you're talking through. So you can see that it's
and that's the part that I've noticed the most, and my family and friends will probably say the same, that was lost when I met you in August. There wasn't this whole real me, because that's who I am now, that's sat in front of you. So yeah, that's why I say I'm better than ever, because this is all an everyday occurrence now. And it doesn't mean it doesn't take work to feel like this every day. It absolutely does. But now I know how to get into this state, rather than having no idea and being like, oh, so we're back into sitting victimhood. Great.
I love it. I love that. It's amazing. So have you got any questions for Becks that you want to ask? Because like wanting to talk to Becks today, and I can't believe we haven't done a live with you before, but anyway, we're here now because we did
probably the imposter of me not being forward. Yeah, but now we're good.
But soon you'll be interviewing us when you have your lives, when you on your passion project side hustle. But obviously we did our challenge last week, self-doubt to all out. We had over 1,700 women sign up, and then I don't know even how many we've got in the Facebook group, but there's over 1,200 women in the Facebook group. That's still open until Monday, the 31st of May. So for any of you who were in there and you have not got involved yet, all of the replays are in there so that you can still go and watch them and take part up until Monday. And we talked to the women on Thursday in the masterclass about applying for a complimentary discovery session with Donna or I, where you can talk more about the programs. So just look at Becks. This is all I'm saying. Walking advertisement. If you want to look, feel, and sound like Becks, she met us in August, attending an imposter syndrome masterclass. She's now got a side hustle passion project. She looks, feels lighter than ever. She's living her best self, and most importantly, she's the real Becks. Can the real Becks please stand up? She's here. Yep, every day.
Yes.
Maybe what you say, you have to remind yourself sometimes. So do I. So does Donna. If you want this, I'm pointing to you, Becks. This, and you've still got time to request a complimentary conversation with Donna and I. I'm just going to pop the form in the comment box. You've got till 9 p.m. tonight. We have been influxed. We've had an influx of sessions, so we're doing them all throughout this week, but the last sessions are on Friday. We have limited spaces. Women have already snapped the spaces up, so if you're on the fence and you're not sure, look at Becks. Listen to what Becks got to say, see our energy, and like, there you go. That's all I'm going to say.
Exactly.
Because you can have that.
And if you are one of those people that thinks, I just don't want to feel like this anymore, this is the right place, because they'll help you work out how to not and put it fully back into your control, whatever it is that you're feeling.
I love that.
There's a question on there.
Oh, yeah, Nicola's just saying, what one thing from the work you've done has had the biggest impact? Thank you, Nicola.
The biggest one, actually, and I will be very open with sharing this, is I have always had this perception of who I am because of my dyslexia, and it being a totally bad conversation. Actually, people form judgments of me. I am now fully embracing my dyslexic brain. It makes me the wonderful person I am. What makes me brilliant at my job. And actually, 6 months ago, there are kind of knew I thought differently. I didn't really embrace it. I also didn't understand how much of my life and what I take in and understand I'd attributed to being dyslexic. So I am now fully released of the trauma that comes with it, and I do believe I have the most magnificent way of thinking.
Wow, that gives us chills.
I know. Who would have thought it?
That's amazing.
You share as the group. The first time I wrote on LinkedIn that I was dyslexic, I was in the group with the elites going, oh my God, I've just put on LinkedIn that I've said I'm dyslexic out loud. So, yeah.
Do it. Be like Becks. Nicola's just saying thanks. And how amazing is that, though? Something that you had carried for many years is trauma, thinking that was something wrong with you, that you were different to everyone else. You've now done some work, and now you can sit here and stand in your power and know that you are unique, that this is a gift that you have to be able to think differently to other people. So like how much difference you're going to be able to make in your day job and in your passion project with being able to coach, because you've got this magnificent way of seeing things. Like, it's amazing.
I know. And once I started to accept it, I did a bit more research, and they're saying that dyslexic brains are the future of progressing businesses and everything. So if you want fellow dyslexics, holla. I'll do my own plug now.
Thank you. I love that. Yeah, well, you can plug. Is there somewhere people can Like, can people find you? Like, if you, what was it? Any, if people wanted to get in touch or drop you a note, like, how do they get in touch with you, Becks?
Yeah, you can get in touch with me on Instagram. I'll put the Instagram handle in the comments. Under Becks, the coach confidant, the career confidant, even can't even get my own thing right. And that is because I am really focused on helping people really make the most out of their career. Something that's very passionate for me, as somebody that's really bothered about how I've progressed in my career and taken some big leaps. I think I've got some wisdom to share.
Wow, you have got wisdom to share. I'm just gonna Becks, what? Tell me what it is, Becks.
Do you want me to pop it in?
I've got you. Right, I'm going to put it in here, because then what Holly will do, Becks, is she'll just copy it onto all of the other platforms to say, if you're doing it, there you go. Boom. Amazing.
Nice.
Follow Becks.
And holler at Wendy for that little name there. She helped come up with that.
Let's bring on dyslexia, like literally changing views, judgments, the way people see this whole piece, which you are. This is your ask, this is your challenge, this is your life's lesson, this is your purpose, like whatever you want to call it. It's very special.
Yeah, and I can't believe how hidden it was for so long.
Yeah, and now it isn't. It's now fully on view. Amazing. So give Becks a follow on Instagram. Like I say, you've got until 9 p.m. if you haven't already requested your conversation with Donna and I to join Soul Sister program. And we are back to, we're not live tomorrow, we're back on Wednesday. We've got another one, our Soul Sister Esme is joining us on Wednesday. Yes. Which is amazing. I know, Esme, you're watching. So we're excited about that as well. So, but can I just say how proud Donna and I and the rest of the Soul Sister ladies are of you and for what you're doing. And it's amazing to have you in our Soul Sister circle. So thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with everybody. If you're watching on playback, if you've got any questions, give us a shout and we'll get Becks to answer them for you. Hi, Nicola.
And as easy as it sounds, as much as I love you're proud of me, no one is more proud of me than I am.
Oh my God. Mic drop. I love that. That's the most important thing. That is the most important thing. Because we talked about last week, if we can tell you how proud we are and how great you think you are, if you don't believe that yourself, it'll just fall off you anyway. But you actually believe that genuinely about yourself, which is amazing. So, Stacey, thank you. Thank you so much, Becks, for sharing. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Like I say, any comments or questions you've got, just hoy them on the chain on playback and we'll get them answered. Donna and I and Esme will see you on Wednesday. Just going to end the broadcast. See you later, people.